Hello, everyone. Nice to see you also from this perspective, well-fed and smiling after the dinner, free dinner, thanks to Motorola Solutions, you know. Okay, so the topic today is constant effectiveness analysis productive, or am I just good at avoiding real work? So have you ever tried so hard to find the most effective way that in the end you didn't have time to do it actually? Me neither. I'm also a 200% efficient worker, just as you. But you know, for others, there is always the struggle to find the balance between finding the most effective way and just doing the legwork, traditional. So today I will speak a few words about effectiveness from philosophical point of view. You may ask, why so philosophical? We have our empiricism, right? The strongest. Not to mention bulletproof common sense, the most fierce force in the universe, right? Is it not enough? I will let answer to this question modern philosophy lady Philomena Kang, maybe you know her. She said, quoting, "Philosophy is basically thinking about thinking," which sounds like a waste of time, because it is. Although a philosopher might argue that the time they've wasted didn't exist in the first place. So, problem solved, you know. But you know, the philosophers sometimes they dig up something very clever on the very low root level that can change our perspective for the rest of our lives, like here. These moments are called aha moments, as you know. For example, did you know that Toblerone has this weird shape just to break it easily? I knew that from Veronica. And that in the logo of Toblerone, there is actually a bear, if you watch closely. Yeah, there it is. And one more aha moment, that we are all living beings, the universe experiencing itself only. But this is deeper. Do you remember your last or biggest aha moment in your lives? Try to remember it. Wouldn't it be the most efficient and effective to know it as soon as possible and to change this perspective as quickly as you can? Okay, so we are using philosophy here to find this moment of revelation and enlightenment in our head, but not so fast. First, we have to do the legwork, which is defining the terms in philosophy. So what effectiveness really means itself? You have to also add itself to every sentence to be proper philosopher. Effectiveness can be misleading for Polish guys, because effectiveness doesn't mean efektywność, it means skuteczność. So effectiveness is just how much we achieved our goals, no matter how these goals looked like. For example, if you had ambitious goal of waking up before the sunset, so if you wake up at 11 a.m., you are 100% effective person. You can say that to your boss because the daily started at 9. Sunset, yes? I said sunrise. So yes, it was sunset. It was a very ambitious goal, wake up before the sunset, and you wake up at, I don't know, 13. And you are saying to your manager that you are effective because you achieved your goal. That's what effectiveness is. And on the other hand, there is efficiency. So efficiency is how much we are delivering compared to our total costs. So the most efficient way to wake up in the morning would be to wake up without any alarm clock, with smile on our faces at 7 a.m. to be just time on to work. So effectiveness is about delivering. Efficiency is about value to cost ratio. Now we know the terms, and of course we want to have our environment in our companies most effective and efficient. And how to do this? We ask this through long nights. And here I will give you three philosophical ways of approach to the problem of making decision. First one is about utilitarianism. Long word. Utilitarianism is about the utility, right? Thank you, Sherlock. So it's about delivering the greatest value to the greatest amount of people. That's simple. For example, it's not about the individuals. For example, if you, sir, would like to, sleep for 5 minutes longer this day, you have to remember how many people will suffer because of this. For example, your team will be waiting. So you have to get up. Not now, but And on the contrary, to these consequences, we have deontology. And deontology focuses more on intentions, and you can pick for yourself a set of rules to follow. In this case, in this scenario, if you wake up, you don't have to think about all the consequences or your team. You just have rules for effectiveness. So wake up every day at 7 a.m. That's simple. Less flexible, but simple. And the last thing, the last perspective to make a decision, it's for moral decisions, but we can use it, is virtue ethics. In my opinion, it's most agile because it focuses not on consequences or intentions, it focuses on building up virtues inside of you. So, in this case, we don't have to think about colleagues that are waiting for me or the intentions or rules. We just want to be, for example, punctual, reliable human being. So we have to decide that we are getting up. So, all of these are telling you get up, but the focus point is in different positions. As interesting thing, for example, Karl Marx and Sigmund Freud, big philosophers, says that if you want to do permanent change in human behavior, you have to aim here on the very deep level. And after this, it will change. You can use these two as a metrics, but change should be done there, not there. Okay, so we now have the tools. We know how to decide. So let's start the fun. Have you ever heard about the trolley's dilemma? Basically, you are a train driver. Your train is going too fast, 200 miles per hour. You don't have any brakes. So you can only choose which track it will follow. And of course, on the tracks, there is always something. And as a quick warm-up, I prepared for you. So you can decide to end forever. Please treat it seriously. On one side, there is fruit days in your company and on all companies in the world. I know 50% of you is Motorola Solutions and you have it and you love it. I know that. And on the other track, there is all the sticky notes Magda said about them. So you can decide right now, which one would you like to put your train on? So who is in favor of killing fruit days in your companies? 1 hand, 2 hands. You don't like apples, yes? Only fast foods. Okay, and who is in favor of ending forever all the sticky notes, digital also? Okay, you decided the train goes right. You have glue on your, and this colorful glue on your hands. I wash my hands. So you know the rule, but leaders and managers have many more stronger dilemmas. For example, should we invest our company's money in training of our people? Simple question. Let's look at it firstly from utilitarian point of view, so for the consequences. And if we train them, they will be smarter, we hope so, and they bring more value to the company. Also, the company will have better PR, so great. However, maybe we don't need such expensive employees. Maybe we need simpler but more engaged workers, And some fake good comments on Go Work and good marketing, and it will do, right? And adding to this, If we train them, they may leave our company because of their new skills that they published in LinkedIn 5 minutes later after the ending of certification. However, on the other hand, if we won't train them, they will stay. That will be our company. So this is dilemma, you know. So utilitarianism is hard to choose. Let's look at deontology and let's pick right principles, set of rules. For example, agile principles say that we need motivated individuals that can adapt to changes, like Magda said. So the choice is simple. We have to just train them. Also, the same thing with virtue ethics. Knowledge and wisdom are certainly the virtues, so we should train them. That's also a simple way of making the decision, just picking right rules. So, sorry, simple fella, train goes right. Also, managers have many more decisions, hard dilemmas, for example, between resources, between people, between companies' priorities and stakeholder wishful thinking. Sometimes we have to pick one, for example, to focus on short or long-term term view, for example, to not go into technical debt, as Marek said. We want to have our safe atmosphere, as it was said earlier in the lectures, but maybe it shouldn't be too comfy, you know. Some challenge would be okay, but we should remember that we can trade off, for example, safety for this. We're risking safety. Also, we can watch for the situation from egoistic point of view of the company or egoistic point of view of employee. So which one is better? Companies often decide to this side, procedures, micromanagement, etc., because they have good intentions, but they are afraid of consequences. So as a solution, we should aim to build up virtues inside of leaders that can, you know, go in the middle way. So does it always have to be one way or another, as Blondie or One Direction sang? Buddhists don't agree with this. Buddhist says, as you can see on this really fearful picture, they said that dualism is only an illusion. So we kind of should strive for finding this win-win solution, and we actually can live in peace and in harmony together, like here. Buddhist also says that we are all one body. So taking advantage of each other's is like, I don't know, biting your own elbow. It's painful, pointless, and surprisingly inconvenient. Try this at home. So we should think about this. Okay, so to summarize all of this, how you can improve your effectiveness. First, pick the best set of rules from meetups and conferences like this, Swarming, Motorola Solutions, etc. Then hit the road. Don't be this ancient stone that I think Marek said, or Pavel. And go and build up your virtues. For example, positivity, efficiency every day. Watch it closely. First your virtues, then other virtues. And don't forget to stop sometime, like Jenny said, and refine your rules from utilitarian point of view. Does they work? So that's why retro meetings are so important. And the most important message, don't forget to have fun in the process. Read best books and listen best podcasts like philosophers.com. Thank you very much.